They say certain places remember, walls hold memories, and lakes hide secrets. This is the story of a weekend I'll never forget, in a lake house that held something sinister, something waiting beneath the water's surface. I had agreed to join a few friends for a weekend getaway at an old lake house one of them had inherited. The place had been in their family for generations, but no one ever stayed there. And when I saw it, I understood why. The house stood alone, its wooden frame leaning over the edge of a silent, dark lake. Thick mist clung to the water, making it feel like the lake was breathing, waiting. The place felt wrong from the start. There was an oppressive stillness, as though the house was holding its breath. The trees surrounding it seemed to reach out with gnarled branches, their leaves whispering in the wind, warning us. But my friends, oblivious to the dread that weighed on me, joked about ghost stories and headed inside. As night fell, we settled in. The house was eerily quiet, the only sound the occasional drip of water from the lake. That's when the first incident happened. I was in the kitchen when I saw something move in the reflection of the window, a dark silhouette crossing the dock, heading toward the lake. But when I turned around, there was no one there. I shook it off, telling myself it was just a trick of the light. But as I lay in bed that night, I heard footsteps creaking on the wooden floors outside my room. Soft, deliberate steps. They paused right outside my door, and then silence. I held my breath, waiting, but the footsteps never continued. The next day, I walked down to the lake alone, hoping daylight would ease my growing dread. The water was unnaturally still, dark and murky, reflecting the gray sky. As I stood there, something caught my eye. A shape, just beneath the surface. It looked like a figure, drifting, just out of reach. My pulse quickened, but before I could make out any details, it vanished. When I told my friends, they laughed it off. But that night, as the mist thickened around the lake, the figure reappeared, closer this time. Its outline was clearer now, unmistakably human, floating just beneath the surface. I felt a pull, an urge to reach out, to step into the water, like it wanted me there. That night, I woke to the sound of water dripping in my room. A trail of wet footprints led from the doorway to the foot of my bed. My heart raced as I followed the trail with my eyes, to find the dark, wet figure standing there, its face hidden in shadow. Water dripped from its hair, pooling on the floor, and a foul, stagnant smell filled the room. I couldn't move. The figure reached out a hand, its fingers bony and gray, as though they'd been underwater for years. When it spoke, its voice was a rasp, gurgling with water, saying only, "Why, did you come back?" I bolted from the room, screaming, waking everyone else in the house. But by the time they rushed to my room, the figure was gone. Only the wet footprints remained. We packed our things in a frenzy, desperate to leave as the first light of dawn crept over the lake. But as we drove away, I glanced back one last time. The figure stood on the dock, watching us leave, its hollow eyes locked on me, a silent promise that it would find me again if I ever dared to return. Sometimes places are abandoned for a reason. Some memories lie hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be disturbed, and once you awaken them, they'll never let you go.